What's up, everyone? UIA TV, made in America. Guys, we got an awesome show today. We've been preparing for virtual events, the hardware show, different events. It's going to be a great year, guys. I want to bring on Mr. USA himself, the king of manufacturing, Mr. Christopher Guerrero. What's up, man?
Hi, Carmine. How are you? Yeah, we got a lot of things in the works, boy. I tell you, when you look at the shows, and some of them we still can't talk about because it's confidential until the actual contracts are released. But we've got, I mean, just starting off for next year, the PGA, it's going to be another whole different platform for us with a large stage. Then, of course, the National Hardware Show now is combined. It'll be one of the biggest shows in the history of the National Hardware Show. And we have the benefit of now having a larger stage and even a pre-show. And that's what today's about, right? Is our October 21st Inventor Showcase. We're going to really educate the inventor community like we always do. And then we're going to have a good group to pitch the panels to with QVC and HSN, All-Star Products. We're going to have a great Shark Tank panel. One of our guests was on Shark Tank. And then we're going to pick two winners from that and fly them to Vegas, put them up in a room and let them pitch live in person in Vegas. Now, I'm not sure it gets any better than that.
No, super exciting.
So I want to bring out our guest today, Kelley Higney, who's on a Shark Tank panel with me. Kelley's got an amazing story, and I'll let her speak for herself. But I'm telling you, one thing that resonates with me, being in corporate America and then now being an entrepreneur, have my own products, is you have to go all in. If you want to be successful and you want to make it, you have to go all in. So I want to talk a little bit about that, Kelley, with you, how you got started, how frightful that word going all in really means, and how you did it.
Yeah. So essentially, my story is a little unique. I relocated to South Florida with my family back in 2013, and we were very excited. But my young daughter was suffering terribly from mosquito bites. Totally not prepared. We were spending, every week was a doctor's appointment on some type of steroid treatment or antibiotic cream. We were literally miserable and avoiding the outdoors. The other thing that happened was I was applying a lot of creams over her to just keep her reactions at bay, and they were full of chemicals, and she was a baby at the time, and nothing was working. So I started doing some research, and I came across a little known suction tool that was being sold through some industrial first aid kits overseas. Not thinking much of it, ordered one in. Got a bite on the way to the mailbox, and I used it, and all the itching, swelling, everything just completely disappeared.
How's that for proof of concept?
Well, that was the start of it, right? So I'm like, oh, was this a fluke? Was this, is this real? Like, why is this not here in the US if it just took away everything in 2 seconds? So the real test then began on my daughter, right? So because she reacts so severely, there's a lot of people that have the same situation. It's now known like Skeeter syndrome, just severe reactions to mosquito bites. And there's some science behind that, but I'll save that for another day. But essentially, nothing was working. So tried it on my daughter, and all of her reactions just completely were eliminated. And I'm like, why is this not here? Why is this not our first line of action versus using all the chemicals, which are directly linked to issues, right? So coming from an entrepreneurial background, I tracked down the factory, the owner of the product. I pitched him my idea. At the time, it was very small potatoes in my head. I was thinking I was going to work part-time on this, selling them at bake sales and farmers markets. So at the time, he granted me exclusive distribution rights for the United States, which was a huge accomplishment for me. We ended up selling our house to go all in.
No, just take a moment on that.
Yeah.
Selling your house.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes. And
talk about all in, that's all in. I want everybody to know that. When you sell your house, you're all in. There's no turning back.
It was terrifying. And I was smart about it, right? So I had ordered a small sample batch before I sold my house, started testing them in our own local community, and we were getting the same reactions from everybody. This is like a game changer for us. And then I was getting tracked down in parking lots. And that's when I'm like, okay, I really got to go all in here. And so we sold our house. Within the first 30 days, I just went full force, whatever creative idea I had in my head. I was contacting news stations. I was pitching them at, farmers markets, local bake sales. And I caught on to a mom's group who was talking about the product. And a reporter came on and DM'd me through social media and said, we want to come out to your house and do a story in 2 hours. And I said, oh my gosh, what the heck do I do? By this time, it's a rental house. So I have packing stations set up in my kitchen, like no help. And so she came out, did the interview. It was Mother's Day weekend. And the next day it was syndicated to over 30 news stations. All of my inventory that I sold my house and purchased sold out in 1 week. And that was my first real glimpse that when the consumers just knew what the science was behind the product, which I can get into, later, once they discovered the science behind the product, it just suctions out the irritant that's left by insect bites and stings, and your body doesn't produce the reaction that causes all those uncomfortable symptoms. So that began my journey. So then I moved from rental house to a bigger house, which I thought was going to work, with a garage, made my garage air conditioner, hired my hairdresser's daughter to help me start building out departments and just starting to go. Really honed in on the social media component because at the time I didn't have a lot of funds. I was reinvesting everything back into the company. And it just kept growing. That caught the attention of a Shark Tank producer who encouraged us to audition for the show. So I brought my mother, who has 30 years experience of import-export distribution. I grew up in an office, back in with me, and we went on together. And all the sharks made offers, which we were ridiculously excited about. We way over prepared, which I encourage everybody to always do when you're pitching to any type of investor. And Lori Grenier offered us her golden ticket, which she gives out one per season. So we accepted that, and we're so humbled. The deal closed. She's part of Bug Bite Thing brand. And then after that happened, everybody started contacting our factory, right? Because of the big Shark Tank wave. Right. So we were able to renegotiate our terms with the contract because all the people contacting our factory wanted Bug Bite Thing. And that was my brand, that was my community, that was my model, that was all the marketing assets I was creating to teach the concept that had, so I wanted to partner with them. So essentially, we got, lawyers involved, Lori's team helped us, and we now have global distribution rights for the product. Europe has now converted their entire headquarters and customer base to Bug Bite Thing Europe. And now we're tackling this globally. Since Shark Tank, we had a huge consumer boom, obviously. We're so humbled. We've been Amazon's #1 best-selling product for insect bite relief for about 3 years now. We've got over 60,000 reviews, which is super exciting. We're in about 30,000 retail locations this year, with a lot of them and most of them renewing and adding locations, meaning not just in first aid. Now they want us in the garden section in addition to first aid. So my journey, I feel like, has just began, and it's my mission and goal to help other entrepreneurs. I did it from nothing, so I know other people can do it from nothing.
If that doesn't excite you, I don't know what will ever excite you. But Kelley, the one thing you did, and I always talk to Carmine about this, is you had an opportunity, right? That door opened and you went running through it. A lot of people get afraid, or what ifs. I mean, everyone has to have a backup plan, right? You always have to have a backup plan.
A, B, and C, always.
Right? Always. But if you don't take that opportunity, there's no chance,
How
right?
is it
You
ever
have to
gonna
have a
happen?
risk. There's always a risk factor and in the unknown. And man, I'm telling you, I mean, what is it? How's that changed you as a person now? To starting out with something you took a chance on, and now it's just blown up to now it's become a brand, right? A national brand.
Right.
How's that changed you?
It's actually now becoming a global brand because we're in 34 countries.
Wow.
So it's growing like a beast. So essentially, I have been in grind mode, right, as an entrepreneur. So the struggle is real. It's not easy when you're trying to run a global business and establish a team. We've got a team of 30 here that I'm running at our US headquarters. so it's changed me on so many levels. I mean, Shark Tank changed my life. The growth path from where I was going in my career, learning my mother's business, has shifted quite a bit. And now I have all these new exciting ideas to keep going. And but sometimes it gets lonely, you know. So when you're in these stages and these high growth stages, the best advice I can give people is to try to find networks like yours and like other local communities to reach out to help. There's people that have done this, is my point.
Yes,
And
you know, and that's another key point, right? We like to say in our network, we really bring and bond with folks that are trustworthy, that have actually done the journey, not talked about it or think they know how to do it. They've actually done it, because truly, you know, the pitfalls, right? You know, all the issues that could happen, how fast it could turn bad on you if you're not making the right decisions. And I'll tell you, like I want to talk to you for 2 hours. So I mean, we'll have more time to do this. Kelley's going to be on our Shark Tank panel in October. She's going to be on our judging Shark Tank panel in Vegas, and she'll be on with the UIA at the hardware show to do some other things with us. But amazing, and there's so much to talk about here. This is just a glimpse. But again, when you say all in, man, and you sell your house, you're all in. There is no turning back.
Yes. And the journey can keep going as long as you want it to go, right?
Right. And I think you're right with the branding, the global recognition now, and other products. That's what Aaron, our good friend Aaron Krause, did. Started out with one product, and now look at him, right?
We have a line of products in the works under our brand name. Our customers have been our biggest driver. I mean, I invest everything into our customers. They're the ones that are telling us what they want, what the next move is. They wanted, you know, our tool is, you know, looks like this. It's very simple. They wanted a keychain hold so they can throw it on their backpack. Now they wanted a travel bag. So we're constantly innovating. In addition to this category, right? Post insect bite relief, we want to be the leader in that category globally. And there's an opportunity, and I'm all in. I see it clear as day as the founder and starting it from nothing, and the response, and it's the testimonials and the community that just drives me, because you can't unhear those things, right? Once you hear them, you can't unhear them. So
so you'll learn more on October 21st, Inventor Showcase. Kelley will be on a Shark Tank panel with me, and we'll have more to talk about. She'll talk about her journey in greater detail. So stay tuned, watch more. Kelley, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you guys
so
much.
Absolutely an inspiration to everyone, even folks who have done it. When you hear this story, and I hear about all in, I've been preaching that my whole life. You got to you got to do it. You got to jump in. You got to make it happen, or especially when the door opens up, right? When that door opens up, you got to walk through it. Congratulations on your success.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate
really
it.
Cool. Thank you so much, Kelley. We're proud to say that you're an inventor like us crazy inventors out there, and you're doing what you say, and we really appreciate it. Awesome story. I can't wait to hear more about the things you have going on.
And even letting people know you don't have to invent a product to invent the USA brand, right? And launch a line of products through it. So there's opportunity across the board.
Awesome.
All right.
Very good.
Great.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next time on UIA TV, Made in America. You all take care.